Hi ladies, it's Penny here. Just nipped back from the shops with Harper. What I needed was some more little packs of tissue. No, I've not got a cold, thank goodness. Leaving that all to other people having colds and sniffles. What I've been doing is I've been watching a lovely lady on YouTube called Sewing with Julia. I'll try and put a link. I think I've got it now, how to put a link, so I will try. And she's been making little tissue holders. And if you've not seen her, she does a lovely job of it. And they make great little gifts or little stocking fillers or anything like that you want. And it's easy, I can do it, so you know it's easy. So I'll just show you how I got along with it. You need 2 pieces of fabric, 7 inches, both of them the same, 7x7, okay? And then what you do is you put your 2 right sides together. And you're going to sew around and leave a little gap because you're going to turn it the other way. Okay, now I've already done that. I've gone ahead of myself in some ways. I don't mess up tutorials like I do. So that was how we did it. We just sewed all the way around it, a quarter of an inch from the edge, and that got the 2 sides together. Now before we turn them, I just cut off the corners so it's not as bulky, and then, as I say, turn it, which will turn it again. So I've enjoyed making these. Harper wants the kitchen back, the kitchen table back. So when you've done that, you iron it, remembering where your gap was to just fold down them 2 little sections that are left over when you were sewing the other way. So just iron them down, and then we're going to sew all the way around the outside, which I will do with this one. This one's got some nice bobbins on for the lady who sews. So I will just do this one, if I can remember how this works. Just a quarter of an inch from the side. Push that down, pen. There we go. Let's go a bit faster. As will be here all day. Okay. I meant to say, when you've turned it, if you poke something in the corners, the end of scissors, or if you've got a wooden dowel of some kind, just to make sure the shoulders, the corners are a bit neater, and then we go again. Oh, just got stuck a bit, hold on. No, it's not sewing at all, ladies. You know why? The cotton's coming undone. I knew that would happen. No, it hasn't. It's me, I can't see it. I'm blind. Hold on. I thought the cotton hadn't gone through. No wonder it takes me so long to do things. Whoops-a-daisy, sorry. Hold on. Right, come on, pen. Shake a leg. Right, down. Across. Oh, it's a good job they didn't give me any eye jobs at Burton's, the tailors, isn't it? It was only brass buttons, brace buttons and crutch pieces, believe it or not. That was many moons ago. Early 70s. I was there. And we're going round again, and I think this is the side, is it? We might have already passed it. You know, the side that we had to sew down where the opening was. So now we do that. Nice and neat. Up. And that. So that's that piece done, yeah? I've got cotton everywhere now because I stopped it, didn't I? Hold on. Let's push that back a little bit. I'm going to do now. Do you know, I couldn't film last night because the lighting in here is chronic. When I look back at my shell one, it was very badly. So I'm hoping this is coming out a little bit better. Yeah, dear. So what we did then was you fold it in a triangle like so. And that's going to be your outer side of the tissue holder, and the whatever's inside naturally will be the inside, except for them bits that are going to come down. So, and with that not being, it's just a crease, I think, isn't it? So that's what you're going to do, but you've got to measure 2 inches from there and 2 inches from there, and then just put a couple of stitches in, just to the 1/4 of an inch. I've got a couple here that I've done. These are better. So we went all around the outside, and then I pressed it. I got my corners, there it is, look, see, like that, okay. You just do a couple of stitches. I'd go pretty strong thread or back into a couple of times because, you know, to make sure it's stuck on okay. And then you fold your corners down and press it, okay. Now the last thing you do is pick some buttons. I did have some buttons out for this thing, but I don't know now. There we go. So for like, I think this one I'd most probably have either the pink or the hearts. I'm not sure yet. The red heart looks quite nice, so I might have 2 red hearts. Okay, and what you're going to do with those is you're going to sew them on the back of here. Okay, so just turn it that way, looks like a bookmark, and then you can sew your 2 buttons, one each end, so that when you're finished, here's one I made earlier, alright. This one's got little blue flower buttons on, but otherwise it's the same as that one. And then on some of them I've also sewn down, I haven't done them on all, but I found depending on the material they kind of flapped up even though I'd ironed them. So I've put a couple of stitches by hand just there, just to keep them from flapping about. And that's my snowman tissues for Christmas, unopened, and you just slot that in like so. There's your buttons you put on, and that button just goes through there. Okay, a little bit of a fiddle there because I think the button might be a little bit small. I've only just gone out and bought a few more because I tended to either didn't have 2 the same or 2 that complemented each other, or they were a bit small. So I shove that up right up there now, and then I can button that up. Okay, like that. Now what I wanted to say to her, do be careful when I've been getting quite a lot of material from like warehouse places and that, and charity shops, and of course if they come in like, you know, this is just like a linen, it looks like. In fact, I did another one like this, but I wanted this dark material inside. But when you went to iron it, and I ironed it this side naturally, not that side, but the iron still stuck to it. So presumably it's curtain material or upholstery material, and it's not meant to be ironed because it doesn't really crease anyway. So that's something you've got to watch out for if you're picking up remnants and what have you from places. Do a test piece, a tiny little test piece first. Not like me. So I'll show you a few more that I've done. Now this one, I've done it especially for somebody who likes bicycles and what have you. And I didn't, at the time, have any brown buttons or anything. So I've actually covered these buttons in the same fabric as the inner fabric, if you know what I mean. So that's one way of doing it. If you haven't got, all it is a button. It's twice, the material is twice the size of that button. I'm not sure if I put a little bit of wadding on top. You can do, or you don't have to. And then do a gathered stitch at the back and pull it tight with a button inside, and then you've got a little button there. So a bit fiddly for small buttons, you know, making your own, but it can be done. Now this one's just slightly different. Where am I? Oh, we're all right, yep. Because I've done this one, and I've used felt just to be different, and bigger brown buttons, but I did like that colour heather look felt that I had, so I used that, which was fine on this one. If I can get that button in, you watch, my nails will ping off in a minute. There, which was fine on that one, as I say, you know, it was quite thin felt, and this was the same type of felt, but I've used a thicker material, and with doing so there wasn't as much giving it, and you know, to put the button on and drag it underneath. So what I have done is just done Velcro on this one, so you know, you can remedy it or adapt it to, and I sewed that because they stuck up as well. So, but this one, I thought I was thinking I might have this one on the desk. Nice to have some tissues to hand, isn't it? And so that's my tissue holders. This one I've used like lovely rabbit material, maybe for a child and that. This is another like child material if you want. It's just cotton, but it's got some nice owls on it and fruit and that on that. Don't get any more, but another thingy one. And this is it's going to be a pretty well. I did have some nice diamante-like flowers. Diamante-like buttons, and I thought, oh, I'll just make this a bit more girly. But can I find them? Or can I find two that matches? No. What have I put in there? I thought I'd put them in there. Now you could start adding things like lace or little motifs or beads or anything you want to it, but I think they just feel nice and soft, and you don't want them bulky and in the way if you're going to put them in your handbag or something like that, or kid's satchel or anything like that. So that's how I've made them. I hope Julia, if she sees is alright about me making hers. And she had another project up which I'd like to show you what my version of it as well, which I'll do in the next video. So thank you very much, ladies, for watching, and and I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you get to make some nice tissue holders. Bye for now, ladies. Thank you.